Hi guys, this video is, in my opinion, the dreaded video because I've heard so much talk and focus and emphasis on countersteering. Countersteering a bike on a racetrack is something really that only happens generally the faster you're going. So real fast MotoGP World Superbike BSB riders, they're constantly countersteering into most corners, and especially through the gyroscopic effect through chicanes and fast flip-flop right to left corners. Generally slower riders, novice to intermediate group, maybe an intermediate group you'll countersteer a little bit, but you certainly wouldn't tell yourself to go into a corner and push the handlebars the opposite lock. One of my personal reasons for setting my own superbike school up was because another certain school that was teaching and really emphasised on countersteering into corners, and they have done for years, and in my opinion and opinions of other real good rider and racer coaches, is that the way it's explained to you, countersteering. So, for example, I've had a lot of clients come on track with me and they've said to me, Steve, I'm going fast into this third gear corner and I'm countersteering going in and I just can't get the bike to turn in. So I've said, okay, explain to me what you mean by countersteering, and they've said, yeah, okay, I'm going into the corner, it's a fast third gear right hand corner, and I'm going in and I'm pushing the handlebars the opposite way. So he's pushing the right hand handlebar in hope that the bike is gonna tip in. Now this was a novice group rider and he was telling me this, and I said, no disrespect, but do you want me to tell you what would happen to me if I push the handlebars the opposite way to the left when I'm going into a right hand corner? And he said, yeah, what would happen? And I said, well, straight away I'd crash up on the floor heading into the tyres. And he was like so gobsmacked and surprised, because he paid this other school a lot of money and being taught to push the handlebars the other way into a corner. Now, if I physically said to myself, going into a left-hand corner, push the handlebars the other way, or into a right-hand corner, push the handlebars that way, I promise you guys, I would crash. It's as simple as that. So, countersteering, what is it? Why do we do it, and how do we do it, and when do we do it? In my opinion, and this is a very strong opinion, we countersteer a bike without even realising we're doing it. So I certainly wouldn't tell any club racer or even track day rider to go into any corner and push the handlebars the opposite way to help the bike get turned in. Now, countersteering for us is, as I said, generally done more input the faster the rider is. So going into the corners, yeah, okay, we do slightly, but I wouldn't, even when I was racing, all the years I was racing, I wouldn't go into any corner as fast as I could go and think, right, I'm going to push me handlebar down a little bit. You just do it naturally without even thinking. But generally, you countersteer more so when the bike is turning from direction from one side to the other, for example in fast chicanes. And for any British riders watching this, a perfect example is Craner curves at Donington Park. You're going down real fast to the right and then you flick it left. Now you countersteer changing direction just because of the physical gyroscopic effect of the wheels spinning as fast as what they're going. You have to countersteer. Now, again, you would do it without even realising you're doing it, so it's not something that I would tell myself, pull the handlebars the other way. Exactly the same through any chicane, no matter what circuit you go, you countersteer going through the chicanes, going from left to right or right to left. Again, and it all comes down to that gyroscopic effect of the wheels turning so fast, you naturally pull the handlebars the other way as you're fighting to get the bike to turn and change direction. But again guys, I'll say it and I'll say it again and say it again, I would never say to somebody, go into a corner and push the handlebars the opposite way. So what I'm trying to say is, don't go on a track day and don't go out club racing telling yourself you've got to countersteer into corners and push the handlebars the other way, because I'm sure any of the top racer would agree with me in saying this. We do it naturally without even thinking about it, so it's not something... trust me, if there was a benefit from me telling you to push the handlebars into a corner, I would tell you, and I would have told myself to do it over 20 years of racing. But after 20 years of racing, I still would not feel the benefit, except for the fact that I would fall off if I pushed the handlebars. If I told myself to physically push the handlebars the opposite way going into any of the corners. As I said, guys, countersteering is done without even thinking about it, and it's from changing direction really fast from left to right. So please don't waste time and don't waste any more money on being told how to countersteer a bike, especially if you're a novice group rider or an intermediate group rider, because generally the faster the riders that have gone back to this particular school and said this countersteering isn't working, they couldn't explain and they couldn't give the faster riders the answers and the advice that they needed. So don't waste your money, guys. Choose wisely and pay for quality professional tuition. There's plenty out there. Okay, thank you.